Good morning. Let's make today better by inspiring achievement more so in our hashtag School of Black Girl Magic than not.
Preface. Though man is a social being, a friend couldn't help but bring to my attention that the male is primarily subject to his eyes or the senses. When replying that I have sight with my eyes and mind, I couldn't finish the explanation for a rebuttal which, knowing the result of the argument from its origin, she stopped me in my tracks. I acknowledged, sure, more women may settle for less attractive men than the other way around, but she was adamant, saying I wouldn't still be holding the conversation if she were less so. I told her I was attracted to her mind, while she insisted we wouldn't have made it thus far in our relationship, business, or personal, were it not for the fact that her appearance warranted further investigation. I conceded, because sure, I saw where she was coming from, but replied that women do so as well. She asked how so, where I replied with a question asking if she preferred to buy bent cans of soda or cans with the same contents but in mint condition. As beauty is a relative term, and theoretically there is someone out here in this wide world for everyone, time and space often separate us from our destinies. This program covers training in Black Girl Magic, and is one of a kind where, though some may not believe, we tell you it is true. Due to our nature, the first half of the course covers appearance, while the second half discusses readers' intellect. As participants' only prerequisite to this course is literacy, we try to cover in the best way we may what qualities and knowledge we think one ought to possess or at least consider, when using Black Girl Magic. As everyone is beautiful, when they sincerely smile, the feminine gender is that much more so inviting and clement. Unable to decipher who is superlative, we must get past appearance and closer to intellect so that the valedictorian will assuredly be appealing inside and out. This latest work is just to set an example of what we think femininity should encompass, but what this Black Girl Magic is will hopefully become clearer as progression in our book is made. Without room for improvement, there's no success.
Introduction. In every young lady is the heart of a princess, and in every princess the potential to be queen. Unfortunately, however, without an environment heightened by something such as fresh flowers and atmosphere's potential to uplift its company may never fully surfaces without what we can only call magic. This c'est quoi we see more so possessed by the opposite gender and less so in those of minority ethnicity due, we feel, to the lack of training we provide at the hashtag School of Black Girl Magic. But what is this Black Girl Magic other than an ability for one to enter an environment, heightening the atmosphere and motivating a will in others to achieve more so than not? In the eyes of those with it there is hope for a brighter tomorrow where an insatiable desire is eventually quelled by an adverse reality. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm not trying to be the one to tell another that their dreams of a brighter tomorrow won't come true, because they might and will, if they focus hard enough. Thus, with no room for negativity, we only praise the benefit of positive motivation and provide an avenue through which ladies of minority persuasion may achieve, because we wouldn't have it any other way. Aesthetics, consequently, is certainly a relative term, but as our eyes only see what's in the perceptible and not intelligible world, we can't help but buy what suits us best. Unfortunately, the content of black girls' character is seldom rewarded outside programs such as this, because society has placed them below others on the hierarchical totem pole. The foundation of society, their strength is less so from coercion than persuasion, where, if there is compulsion, it couldn't originate from them, because they don't have the will to force anyone against their nature. More beautiful on the inside than out, we are not talking about their physical attributes, but the purity in their minds and the love in their hearts they prefer to share with the world. Using powers of persuasion, they tap into our hashtag School of Black Girl Magic just to prove that it exists, where through their mercy and grace it is put to good use. We all have subjective views of who we see as appealing and objective views of what beauty is like. A model of perfection, every black girl has the same potential, but time and space place us in different vernaculars, where one black girl is no different from another, but we beg to differ. We all have models in our heads of what an ideal chair looks like, but I saw one while traveling abroad made from two planks intersecting each other forming the seat, a longer back and two equally wide and long legs in the front and back. I thought they were the neatest thing ever and tried to bring one home, but I couldn't get it through customs. I said that to prove that beauty is as well relative to the individual, but judging we consider appearance and intellect equally, because no one is younger than they were yesterday. Black girl magic foremost is but a dream, with many more growing up never knowing it exists, because they may have grown up in environments where they'd never been encouraged to believe in themselves. This magic can't be shared enough, as the lack of it depresses environments all the more. But grassroots efforts for instances like these start with a comforting smile of confidence that better days are ahead, more catered to our influence. Looking up to those who had come before us, admiring their style and adopting what we could, where we might, as practice becomes habit, repetitive habit becomes style. Good practice leads to healthy habits and consequently a style that can only be called perfection. Divided into two main sections, where the first covers thoughts on appearance, and the second discusses thoughts on intellect, there is friendly competition to determine superlatives. Not to objectify women, we can't help but identify at that one who shines more so than others. As man cannot escape his human condition, they search the earth for those as close to perfection as they can find, where mankind includes women as well. Reading what follows can only lead to a heightened appearance and intellect in our school of business etiquette, where readers learn to move mountains without lifting fingers, using what we, for lack of any more appropriate term, call black girl magic.
Thank you for your time and consideration.